Hey everyone, just wanted to do a video to kind of explain a little about me. You certainly don't have to watch this if you don't care, which is fine. You aren't required to care what my history is about and what my perspective is. I just thought sometimes it can be kind of helpful to understand what my perspective is, so that you can kind of understand where I'm coming from when I teach a subject. So I kind of wanted to give you just kind of a general idea of my training experience, history, and all that kind of stuff, so that you can just see where I'm coming from and see where my perspective comes from. So having said that, I am a local girl. I am from the Valley. I have always lived in Fresno County, except for a short period of time. When I was an infant, we lived up in the Bay Area near Oakland, because my dad was a police officer in Oakland. I was born in Fresno, and then we almost immediately moved to the Bay Area. My dad was a cop in Oakland for about 2 years before his partner was killed in the line of duty, and we immediately moved to Selma at that point. So my dad was a police officer in Selma, and that's how I ended up in Selma. Went to Selma High School. That's kind of, I am a Selma girl, so that's kind of where I grew up. I was there up until my senior year in high school, but I did stay and graduated from Selma High School. Then I came here to Fresno State College, was here for 3 years because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do, so I just stayed in school. Went to Fresno State. While I was at Fresno State, I was a crim major. I got my degree in criminology with the emphasis in law enforcement, which is interesting because that's not what I ended up doing. I ended up working in corrections. But after I graduated with my bachelor's degree in criminology, I still did not know what I wanted to do. So I continued bartending, which is, I worked my way through college working in restaurants. So I was a bartender. So I continued bartending, and I just decided, I guess I'll just keep going to school. So I went to grad school at Fresno State and got my master's, well, started working on my master's degree, let's say, at Fresno State. And I continued working in restaurants, bartending, and I decided to take a job as a community service officer, which meant dispatcher, but I didn't know that. So I worked for the Madera Police Department as a dispatcher for about almost a year. It was the most difficult job I'd ever had in my life, like without a doubt. And I'd had a lot of jobs. I worked a lot of crappy jobs. I worked a lot of hard jobs, but that was the worst job probably I ever had in my life. But I learned a lot. I learned that I was not cut out to be a police officer. And the reason being, I did not do well with shift work. I was working during a 7-day time frame. I was working 2 graveyard shifts, 2 swing shifts, which was 3 to 11 p.m., and 1 day shift. And I literally couldn't function. Like, I am a sleeper. I sleep. Like, I'm a good sleeper. I sleep. So, and I also realized I just didn't think that was the kind of work I wanted to do either. I thought that working holidays and not being with my family and stuff was, I just, it was sad because it was kind of late. I was already in grad school working on, you know, my master's degree in criminology after I'd already earned my bachelor's degree in law enforcement. But I realized, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think this is the right job for me. So, again, kept going to school, and bartending. And, you know, I was probably in my mid-20s by this time, and was still kind of waiting for something to, I don't know, jump out at me. I wasn't really sure. But while I was in grad school, I was required to do an internship. We all were. Everybody had to. It was 3-unit class. And I am a really bad procrastinator. I wait till the last minute to do everything. I still do. That hasn't got much better as I've gotten older. But I was like the last person to sign up for an internship, and I went in and signed up, and the last spot they had was probation. And I was like, ugh, probation. I have to be a glorified social worker? Really? I have to be, I'm like, whatever, just give me whatever you got. I'll do, you know, whatever. So I signed up for my internship. They put me in a spot at adult field probation. And from day one, I loved it. It was perfect. I was able to play cops and robbers, you know, run around with an assault rifle, or sit behind a desk and work in a courtroom. It was the best of both worlds for me. They worked Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So I fell in love, and that was it. That's how I decided I wanted to be a probation officer. And I did that for just about 20 years. It was a great career. My last assignment was probably my favorite, and that was, I worked as a probation officer at Hoover High School. So I had an office there, and I shared an office with a Fresno police officer. So the two of us, basically, that was our spot. We just stayed there Monday through Friday and tried to keep the campus safe. And, you know, I supervised my probation clients, and we hung out at lunchtime on campus and before school and after school, and broke up fights, and tried to deter crime, and, you know, we did all kinds of stuff. And it was a great assignment. And then this opportunity came up to teach at City College. During my time as a probation officer, I had been doing part-time, excuse me, it's not COVID. I'm sorry. I'm on campus too. Right. I know. See that shirt? That was my dad's shirt. Double tap, whatever. Keep calm. Return fire. I don't know. Yeah. My dad passed away, and that was like the one thing I took from him. Anyways, I don't even know what I was saying. I already forgot. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you get old. I totally forgot what I was saying about being a probation. During my time when I was a probation officer, I was teaching for our Clovis community, and then I taught at Madera community and Reedley and all these other schools. I did some adjunct or part-time teaching because I was interested in it. And then somebody retired, and I got this opportunity, and I just absolutely love it. So that's why I'm here now. Not because I didn't like the job, but I started getting older and realizing that breaking up fights on a high school campus was probably not going to be the best thing for me for many years to come. So here I am. I've been here for 5 years now, and I really, really enjoy it. It's just the best job ever. COVID really screwed all that up, but hopefully we'll be getting back to normal. I am on campus for 2 classes this semester, so I'm really excited about that. I have been married for, this year will be 24 years, and my husband is not in law enforcement, which is, for me, is probably a good thing. Only one of us doing that crazy stuff was fine. And I have 2 kids. One is 20, and he is starting his senior year at UC Davis. And then my daughter is 18, and she's starting her freshman year at Arizona State, ASU. So we're empty nesters this year. It's very sad. So I just moved my daughter to Arizona last week, and so I just stopped crying today. I'm kidding. I'm still crying, but anyways, I just want you to know where I come from, my perspective. I've been a probation officer most of my career, so that's kind of where my perspective comes from. But my dad was a cop, a police officer. He worked for the United States Marshal Service for probably 15 years as well. So that's where my experience comes from. I worked mostly with juveniles, mostly, not 100%, but most of it, and that was by choice. I basically begged them to let me stay in the juvenile division. That's not common. Most people get moved around, but I got lucky, and I kept talking the bosses into letting me stay in the juvenile world because I liked it. But anyways, just wanted you to get to know me, and I hope that we all get to know each other over this semester. So welcome to my crim class. I hope this semester is super smooth, and I hope we don't have any more dramatic COVID stuff. So anyways, bye.